Hey, I'm Rod. Thanks for stopping by. Well, today is part 3 of my acoustic guitar build. First time I've ever built a acoustic guitar, and this is from a kit. And today what I need to do is I need to get some sandpaper, and I need to sand down the side of the neck to make it even with the fretboard. The neck comes a little bit wider than the fretboard, so that's what I need to start doing, and then I can move on to finishing. So let me set that up, and we'll go from there. Okay, well, you can see right here where the neck is just a little bit wider than the fretboard, and you can probably see right here where it's just a little bit wider. So what I'm going to do is I've got some double stick or sticky sandpaper I use for my sander, and I just wrapped it around a paint stick, and I'm going to go along the edge, and I'm going to try not to hit the fretboard, and I'm going to sand it until I can get it smooth with the fretboard. Okay, I got that side. Got to flip, turn it around and get the other side. Okay, what I need to do now is tape up the neck to get it ready for lacquer, because I'm not going to put any lacquer on the neck. I'm going to wipe it down with some teak oil. I'm not even going to stain it, so let me tape this up and we'll get ready for lacquer. Alright, we're ready to set everything up to spray it with some lacquer. Okay, sorry about the noise, that's my exhaust fan. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some paper and I'm going to stick it down inside the sound hole so I don't get any of the lacquer down inside of the guitar. That. There we go. And now what I need to do is I need to wipe it down with a tack cloth, get the dust off of it, and then I can shoot it with my lacquer. Okay, let me put my mask on and we'll shoot the first coat on it. Okay, I'm going to let this dry for about an hour, hour and a half, and then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to spray the backside. I'm going to put about 6 or 7 coats on it, so that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do all that and then we'll come back and then go from there. Okay, I got the lacquer on the body, front and back, sides. I got about 6 or 7 coats on it. I did get a couple little pinhole bubbles right there, but that'll come out when I wet sand it. And if you watch the video I did with the 3D Cube Strat, when I put the lacquer on it, I was having a problem with my spray gun. Well, I solved that problem and I bought a new spray gun, and it turned out a lot better. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the teak oil on the neck, because it's going to take several coats and it'll take several hours for it to dry. And the lacquer needs to cure for about 2 days, so it's going to work out just right, so it'll all be dry when I get ready to wet sand it and polish it. So let me get set up and we'll do that. Okay, I'm going to wipe it down with some teak oil. The neck here, I have already taped up the fretboard because I don't want to get the teak oil on the fretboard. I'm going to wipe it down with some mineral spirits. I've already tried a little bit on the headstock and it turned out pretty good. So we're going to wipe it down and see what the color change is, and I think it's going to look real good. So let's wipe it down and see what it looks like. Okay, now that looks pretty good. It brought out the natural color of the mahogany. I got a spot right here that's kind of white, and I think I might have got a little glue on it or something because it won't take the oil, but I'm not going to worry about it. But I think that looks pretty good. I'm going to let this dry for about an hour, and I'm going to put another coat on it, let it dry, put another coat on it, and I'm going to put maybe 7 or 8, 9 coats on it till it gets all good and soaked up. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to buff it out. So let me go ahead and put all the coats of this on there, and we'll come back and I'll show you how I'm going to buff it. Okay, the teak oil is dry. It's been on there overnight, and I think that neck turned out pretty good. I like the color. The body still needs another day to dry, or cure rather, before I can wet sand it and polish it. I'm going to do that tomorrow. But today I can polish the neck, and I'm going to put some finishing wax on it, let it sit for about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to take the buffing wheel and buff it all around it and see if I can get it to a glass finish. So let me get the wax. We'll put the wax on it and go from there. Okay, I got a nice soft rag and my finishing wax, and I'm just going to put some on my rag here, and I'm going to wipe it down. Okay, according to the instructions on the wax, I need to let it sit for about 30 minutes, let it cure up a little bit, then I can come back and buff it off and do it again if I need to. So let me let that sit for 30 minutes. We'll come back and hit it with the buffing wheel and see what happens. Okay, the wax has been on there about 30 minutes, and I'm going to take this little buffing wheel that I got specifically for this guitar and buff it out and see how it turns out. Okay, the wax on it turned out pretty good. I think I'm going to put another 2 or 3 coats of the wax on it and buff it out, and then we'll come back tomorrow and wet sand the body. Well, I just remembered that I put the last coat of lacquer on the back of the guitar 2 days ago, so the back is good to go ahead and wet sand. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go ahead, and I'm not going to film all of it, just the start of it and what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to do that and we'll flip it over and we'll do the front side when it's ready. I'm going to start out with 1,000 grit sandpaper, and this is just a wet dry sandpaper. Let me spray some water on it and we'll get going. Oh yeah, that's coming out pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and then when I get this done and I'm ready to flip it over, we'll come back and we'll do the front. Okay, the top is ready to wet sand. It's good to go. I'm not going to record the whole wet sanding process. I'm going to use 1,000 grit paper just like I did on the back. Just spray it down and just lightly sand it to get any dirt or anything out of it and get it real smooth. And then I'm going to come back and polish it all up. Okay, now I'm going to wet sand the sides a little bit. This is going to be a little bit harder to do. I'm just going to use my hand and 1,000 grit sandpaper and just rub it. And all I'm trying to do is just get any of the dirt or any of the hairs or anything off of it. Like that, and there we go. So I'm going to do this both sides. Then we'll come back and polish it up. Okay, I'm going to start polishing the back. I'm going to start off with some finishing compound and kind of a coarse polishing pad to try to get some of the imperfections out that I couldn't get out by sanding. All right, let me get a clean rag. We'll wipe this off and see what it looks like. Okay, I got a little bit more to get out. I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back and we'll flip it over and do the other side. Okay, it's all polished up and wet sanded. I think it looks pretty good from my first one. I've got to clean the neck back up because I got a little polish on it, but that's okay. The next thing I need to do is put the bridge on it, mount it up, and then we'll go on to the next part. I want to mount the bridge, but I got to peel my tape off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my utility knife and cut around this piece of tape, because I'm afraid if I flick it off now and try to peel it up, it's going to peel my lacquer. So I'm just going to take and cut all the way around it and then peel it off. Okay, now let's see how that bridge fits on there. Fits like a glove. So let me get my glue, and then I'll show you how I'm going to glue this on here. Okay, the instructions tell you to put your wood glue on here and stick it on, and put a clamp in here and clamp it down, or take two pieces of wood and clamp them this way. Well, I don't have any of that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put wood glue right here, and then I'm going to take super glue and put it on the edges, press it down, and the super glue will hold it in place while the wood glue dries. Okay, I got the bridge glued on. I need to let that dry for a day, and then we can go on to the next step. Okay, on this part, I got the bridge put on. I got it wet sanded and polished. I got the neck polished. So that's it for this one. I appreciate you watching. On the next part, we're going to drill holes in the bridge and put the tuners on, probably string it up. So thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.